What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one, divorce court, okay? He's cheating with our employees. That's what the sister said. And I don't know if you can see behind her, but she got the sisterhood and the sister circle backing her, okay? Even got a, Asian sister, all women backing her. I have not seen this before, but I can't wait to see how this one is going to turn out. Without further ado, let's go in.
I'm at my wit's end. He's constantly lying. He does not answer the phone. And what brings me in is that there's so much on the line. There's so much in jeopardy. We have a baby boy. We have a daughter. We run businesses together. And I feel like the things that he's doing are now a liability. And it's very disheartening that I'm even here today. It breaks my heart.
And so as I hear you talk, Mrs. James, it sounds like you love this person, but what you're not going to do is continue down a path where it's not giving you joy and happiness.
Exactly.
Mr. James, what do you say to these allegations?
I feel like I personally, I'm always accused of something I haven't been doing. And no matter what I do, no matter what I try to do, nothing can suffice. I feel like she's very insecure, Like I said,
Wow.
no matter what I try to do, it's never good enough. I try to make things go her way. It never goes her way. It's always me, I'm always wrong. And there's not much not much more I could do for that. I really want this to work. I want us to come to some kind of solution today, and hopefully you can help us do that.
So now at least we know what the stakes are. Tell me, Mrs. James, you met way back in 2015, and it was kind of weird the way you all got together, right?
Yes, it was very, very strange. It's not your typical relationship, but one of his friends I was actually dating at the time, and he was dating someone else. We would be around each other often, and I definitely thought he was very attractive, and he was handsome, and...
Let me say this. I love her natural hair way more than I love that colored wig or weave or whatever she got. Rock your natural hair, sister. You're beautiful with your natural hair. What is it with this orange? I don't know. Let me just go back in.
In return, later down the line, I found out he felt the same way about me. 7 years later, we have a baby, we're married, and that's kind of how we met.
So you all were in other relationships, but there was an attraction.
Yes.
And you broke up with your relationship?
We both broke up with those people. We actually all used to be around each other as a two relationship type of thing. We all hung out.
Okay, I'm assuming those other two people probably feel some kind of way about the way it all went down.
Right.
More than likely, but yeah, more than likely.
So now we move past how you were attracted to each other to now you think your man is cheating. Give me the evidence.
I know that, I feel in my gut that he's cheating. You had that woman's intuition. And there was one night, like several nights, that I'm calling his phone constantly, calling. He's not answering. And now it's 3 a.m., he finally answers the phone. He tells me, oh, I'm at one of my friend's house. This friend in particular is a bachelor. He always has girls over the house. It's just always a circus.
Mrs. James, let me be very clear. Was this when you all were dating, engaged, or married?
This is when we're married.
Okay, so you're calling your husband.
Exactly.
Okay, I just want to be
come
real
home
clear.
or figure out where he is while I'm home with the kids.
And it's at 3 o'clock in the morning.
3,
That's the
8.
first time that you speak to him after an evening out.
Yes, I called him and he didn't answer. And then he
Okay.
finally called me back at 3 a.m.
Okay, so what did he say?
He said to me, oh, hey, we're all just hanging out and, it's a couple girls over here and they're, exactly. I can't be that crazy, right. I'm like, so what was the reason for doing that? I don't get what type of party this is that you're at being married. So I asked him, what were you doing while all this was going on? He said he was just there. And I highly doubt he was just a bystander while...
Tag, you're it.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was there at 3 a.m., but the situation is, I told her what was going on, Not like she had to find out through the grapevine.
Wait. What time did you leave the house?
I left the house, we'll say about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
So between 8:30, 9 o'clock, and 3 o'clock in the morning, you didn't have any conversation with your wife?
Well, she knew I was leaving the house.
Wait. I know my husband is leaving the house this morning at 6:30 to go to his courtroom. I know that for a fact. But if I don't hear from him,
Until
even though
3
we are
a.m.
completely in some two different states right this minute, till 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna have some questions.
And I understand that, you know, and that's why I didn't hold any information back. I told her what was going on, you know, straight from the horse's mouth.
No, you told her at 3 o'clock in the morning. What
Exactly.
prevented you from calling your wife at, say, 11 and say, babe, I know it's getting late, but I want you to know I'm all right. I'm gonna be out with the boys.
Well, this friend is a friend, I mean, who don't see all the time.
Okay,
So-
again, I'm gonna go back to a basic question. What prevented you from at about 11 o'clock calling her and saying, hey, babe, I know it's getting late. I don't want you to wait up, but I'm okay. I'm over at Joey's
Well,
house.
I mean, the only thing that prevented me from that was a few beers. You know, having a good time, music playing, talking, laughing. You know, just having a general good time.
And you
Might have
forgot
lost
that
track.
you were married? Next.
He's not answering the phone again. He finally answers the phone. He's like, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna call you right back. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's an emergency. I'm not sure. 2 seconds later, he butt dials me. And what I actually heard was him and another woman.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Yeah, I just would like to hear the allegation, and then, of course, you can.
And actually, the things that I heard, I knew that they were having sex or they had just had sex.
Oh, brother. Again, I haven't seen this. Now, it sounds like he has a history of cheating. You know, this is a very attractive wife you got here, bro. Why would you jeopardize that for some more tail? I mean, if you're cheating, this is ridiculous. I don't necessarily know what she's seeing this brother, but I mean, you know, there's an old saying that wise people say, okay? Wise people say, you're gonna lose them how you get them. However you get them is how you're gonna lose them. So if y'all two were sneaking around with each other and y'all had spouses then, what do you expect to happen? I mean, one of y'all is liable to do the same thing again. One of y'all, now I know that y'all wasn't married to those other people that y'all were creeping together with, against, but you kind of met each other under bad terms. Some would call this karma. Anyway, let's go in.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the next time Mrs. James, Ayana goes out and she wants to kick it with Star and Sandy and Vanessa and them,
Okay.
and she leaves the house at 7:30, and you don't hear from her from 3 o'clock. I want to make sure you would be real cool with that. And when you call her or she finally calls you back at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's not just Star and Vanessa and Sandy and them, it's Robert and his boys,
And Mike and all of them.
and Mike and Tyrone.
You know, well, we live in a world of
Okay.
the opposite sex, you know, so maybe I trust her more than she trusts me.
No.
It's not about trusting, it's what happened also. That and throughout those hours are unaccounted for. I have no idea what you were doing, where you were at, and then when you finally talked to me at 3 a.m., the story is like it was a zoo. It's out of this world.
I mean, at least you heard the story from me and
So
not anyone
no,
else. is
now
all
I
have
have to
say.
think and
And
make
that's
all
your
this in my
answer to
head.
that, and you're sticking with it. You
That's
didn't do
ridiculous.
anything, and the best part about it is, at least you told her yourself. That's
You know,
what
I do feel bad, you know, for the time that it was. Everyone's there having a good time.
What does that mean, having a good time?
You know, music's playing, drinking, we're having a, you know.
Why you need to be partying with other women? Why would you do that?
And you told me that the women there were like humping on other guys, and they
Well,
were.
you know, it didn't initially turn out as it wasn't supposed to be that. You know, I went to go hang out with a friend, you know, and I'm in his house, his
See-
rules.
Mr. James, did you want to get married, or were you trapped into a marriage?
No, I wanted to get married.
Okay. She's kind of fly, so I'm just looking at your wife. You got a good one. Why you need to go over and party with miscellaneous women? I just want to know. I mean, she's a fly-looking young lady.
You know, that is true. But again, you know, it wasn't supposed to turn out like that. It just
Okay,
happened.
I got you. But then when you get there and it turns into something that can be stank, why didn't you leave? You're a married man. Why didn't you leave?
I didn't leave because I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, so I didn't feel it necessary for me to have to leave.
What else, baby? Next.
Well, there's several instances, so I can go on forever, but the next situation that happened is he's not answering the phone again. He finally answers the phone and he's huffing and puffing and he's like, I'm gonna call you right back, I'm gonna call you right back. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's an emergency, I'm not sure. Later down the line, like about 2 seconds later, he butt dials me. I guess because I was calling him, so it called me right back. And what I actually heard was him and another woman. And I had no idea that he was with this woman. And
can I speak, Your Honor? Because
Yeah, I just would like to hear the allegation, and then, of course, you can.
And actually, the things that I heard, I knew that they were having sex, or they had just had sex. Because he basically said, we gotta hurry up, I gotta go. We're bugging out. So it has to be somebody that either knows me and knows that we're married, or knew we were together at that time. And it would just...
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the chick that he was with before he was with you. His ex. I mean, you stole her from him. I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to steal him back from you. And he's reaping all the benefits behind it. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool at all what he's doing. This guy got low character, very low character. And, you know, he's treating these women like they some type of game or something. He's really not worth all. He's not worth it. Let's go back in.
Really hurtful to hear that, and I asked him about it several times after, and he says that it was just a friend and not to worry about it, but I know what I heard, and that's not intuition. That was clear as day. You butt dialed me, and I heard everything on the phone.
All right, well, in my defense, Your Honor, you know, first of all, this happened way before we was married, way before, you know. I was just transitioning out of an old relationship into this relationship.
Were you dating it?
I was leaving someone else and, you know, starting to date her. So one of our major issues is, you know, when I'm hiring females at the shop.
So she doesn't trust you with the female employees?
She doesn't trust me, she doesn't trust the females at the shop.
I truly feel that the people that he hires aren't interested in clothing. They aren't interested in nothing that has to do with the shop. They're more interested in him.
So in other words, you got a bunch of pretty girls that are not in retail that don't know anything about the job.
Exactly.
Oh, here's my question. Did you tell the now Mrs. James that you were not in an exclusive relationship at that time?
No.
So she believed that she was in a monogamous relationship with you?
Exactly.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and so you admit that?
Yes.
And you were unfaithful on that occasion?
You know, like I said, it was way before we were married. You know, to even be bringing this up in court, I think is a little bit of a stretch. You know, it was so long ago. Since we've been married, since that time happened, I've been a faithful, I'm a loving husband, I'm a great father, you know, and I take care of the household. So.
Mr. James, I can tell you something that I learned a long time ago, and just the fact that she's crying now, I can guarantee you that when she said she forgave you and moved on, okay, that's how you ended up continuing to date, got engaged, got married, had a baby, raising your family. But she never, ever forgot how that made her feel. And every single time she thinks about it, that is why she is standing there with tears running down her face.
And trying to stop them.
Okay? No matter what. Because when you're in a new relationship, you walk in the door thinking, he's going to be the right one, with a big smile on your face.
Yeah.
You walk in with that. And then if the other person violates that trust, it takes a whole lot to build it back up. That's the one thing that I can tell you, being the old lady in the room, okay? I take off the judge hat and put on the auntie hat, for real though. You have to build that trust again. And so every time some new stuff happens, that same hurt that she felt from listening to you just having had sex with another woman, she hears it all over again. Did I summarize that fairly accurately?
Thank you. Yes, you did. Better than I could ever summarize that. I hope that he hears it and understands that and not just thinks that I'm overreacting. These are things I still feel, and I do hear that every time, like literally. Every time he does something he's not answering, I go back to that moment where he wasn't answering, and then I heard all of that.
You hear what I'm saying, Mr. James?
Oh, yeah.
Does that actually make sense to you?
Makes sense, Your Honor.
Yeah. So how can we fix that? Because that's your wife.
I thought I've been working on it throughout all these years, I thought I've been coming to a solution by, not doing anything to make a mistrust me outside the norm, but even to now, like you said earlier, we own multiple businesses together. So one of our businesses is a clothing store.
Right.
And
Is it successful?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Good for you. Congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you. So one of our major issues is, when I'm hiring females at the shop. We hire men and, hire females as well. But whenever I try to hire a female, it's always a problem. It's always some kind of major issue with that. So instead of working with me to hire females, she leaves me the task to where when I do it, it's a problem.
So she doesn't trust you with the female employees?
She doesn't trust me. She doesn't trust the females at the shop. It's just a lack of trust. She thinks everyone's out to do something, or I'm out to do something with everyone.
Mrs. James, talk to me a little bit about what's going on with the shop.
Well, I truly feel that the people that he hires aren't interested in clothing. They aren't interested in nothing that has to do with the shop. They're more interested in him. And I know that because when I go in there, I barely see them working. Or, I don't know, I just know that the females that he chooses to, they're really it's not that they're attractive, that's the problem. It's the fact that they're really attractive and they're not in the same styling lane that they're getting the job for. So it confuses.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's much better to replace you than it is to have a job. Okay? Those chicks that come in there, they'd just rather replace you. They'd rather just be the wife of the store owner instead of being the employee of the store. So, yeah, you're there. I believe her intuition is them chicks is in there interested in him, because women know, why not just marry the guy who's the shot caller? That's attractive to a lot of women too. I can be upgraded to wife and be part owner of this place instead of being an employee. Why not do that? She probably did that herself. She probably stole that guy from one of her friends or whatever to upgrade herself to the wife. Because I'm not saying that he did it all by himself, but I can't help but to think that, she probably seen an opportunity. That's a nice ring she got on. She probably seen an opportunity to upgrade herself to wife, and she see other chicks is trying to do the same thing. Obviously, the guy is susceptible to being stolen. Okay? He's very susceptible to being stolen. He was before. Why not try to do it again? Oh, you can steal him, girl. Just throw him some cat. You can be upgraded to wife. So yeah, she probably got some chicks out there who trying to replace her. Not a whole lot of brothers out there who got multiple businesses in stores like that. So, it's much easier to be the wife. Let's go back in.
Uses me on the purpose of why they're really there.
So in other words, you got a bunch of pretty girls that are not in retail that don't know
anything
anything
club.
about the job.
Exactly. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, Your Honor, honestly, it's like everything else. It's a job. Some people leave one job, they go to another job. That's ultimately what it is. But I think it's really unfair for her to come in and and threaten and fire these girls. We even had an instance where a young lady was working for us, and I was gonna hire her, and she said in front of this young girl's face, no, you can't work here. Basically told her to leave after they exchanged some words and not to come back. Now, that young lady didn't do anything wrong other than try to get a job.
I think she knew that young lady could steal her. She probably was very attractive. She probably knew that, oh no, she way too much competition. No, and you susceptible to being stolen because I stole you? She could probably steal you away from me. No, this ain't gonna work. I can't necessarily say I blame her for sending her home. Just to keep things the way they are, let's just not introduce any more threats in this place, okay? Send her home. You're not going to get the job. And it's not even that she don't even trust the young lady. It's probably she don't really don't trust her man. Okay, I can't trust you not to get stolen. Okay. Anyway, let's go in.
You have to say that that young lady was also someone that prior they went out on dates with. They went out to get drinks before and...
Drinks doesn't make equal dates, Your Honor.
Wait a minute, hold up. How many times did you take this person out for drinks?
It was one time.
You're the boss, though, right? Y'all are co-owners
Yes.
of the business?
Yes.
But why are you going out drinking with the subordinate?
Well, you know,
Hell.
this is a person who I know him prior to hiring. You know, not too much, but, you know, we know each other through passing. So, you know, it was around the time of like her birthday. So we went out, had a drink, showed support, you know, and that was it.
I just find it very interesting. Would you be okay with your beautiful wife going out with somebody and then bringing him into the business?
Well, you know, on top of the clothing store, we also own a dance studio together. You know,
Okay.
and she's a
I
dancer.
just love that y'all are young entrepreneurs
Thank
trying
you,
to do the
thank
darn
you.
thing.
Thank you.
You know, so we
Thank
own a
you.
dance studio together, and you know, dance is her world. So I, you know, all the male clients that she works with, and you know, like who she gets buddy with, you know, I try to give her that respect level that I think that she should give.
Has she ever given you any reason to suspect that she is doing anything other than
I
running
mean,
a
anything
business?
could be taken as a reason. It depends how you look at it.
No, I'm talking you know, I don't know. You know if you have to go to sleep at night worrying about your wife. And I get the feeling just looking at you that you don't, because she doesn't give you those kinds of reasons. There's just nothing.
Sleeps well.
I mean, there's nothing that even in the dynamic between the two of you that makes me think she gives you a reason. And you're standing there with such confidence. It's the confidence of a husband who knows that his wife is there. So why would you even put that out in the atmosphere like, well, you know, it could be any circumstance when you know good and well that girl is not
You know,
the
as
kind of lady.
much as you know, I like to be realistic. You know, I've been uncomfortable sometimes. You know what I mean? But I've kept it to myself. I didn't put that on her like how she puts.
Do you
everything on
really
me.
believe? Come on, Mr. James, this me and you talk. Really? Do you honestly believe that Ayana is out here?
I don't. Same way I'm not out
Okay,
here.
so wait, you honestly don't believe it?
No, I don't.
Because you know her,
He
right?
can't
Yeah.
believe it. He's not even busy thinking about me. He's out gallivanting. He's hiring girls that like him, and he's doing his own thing. He's not
I
thinking about
understand
what
there
I'm
was
doing.
an issue that was for real, the issue with the nanny. What's going on with this
yeah.
nanny?
Next time on Divorce Court.
She worked at the shop at first,
Yes.
and then she transitioned into nanny?
Yeah, she did. They would text each other. I was catching them having like secret whispering conversations.
Why wouldn't you all be on a group text?
They're having their
The
own
nanny
thing.
is already in fear of her. She already feels uncomfortable.
Make the situation comfortable for me and not make it comfortable for the nanny. Who is that?
Let me be the husband and, you know, articulate with
How
her.
did it turn out?
We were at the dance studio. I looked to my right. They're there.
I don't know. This is part one. I guess we're gonna have to get into part two, y'all, to get to the bottom of this. What do y'all think so far in this? The guy does look very suspect to me. You know, he probably considered a high value man, probably, you know, getting a lot of women attention through his status. You know, I mean, he's a short guy. I don't see what the women find attractive about him other than his status and his entrepreneurial skills. I mean, and that's enough really for men. If you got money, they'll overlook a whole lot of other stuff, boy. They'll overlook a whole lot of stuff. But what do y'all think about this? I'd be interested to know. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you on part two. Peace.